Okay, it's nooner time, so it's time for another nooner video, and I'm back here on the steps. I know. Tommy, get back at your desk. But what are we going to talk about for this nooner video? Well, still on my mind is the passing of the great Norm Macdonald. Still hard to say, hard to believe I'm saying that Norm Macdonald passed away, but it got me thinking of my favorite stand-up comedians. Now, this is a video I've been kind of wanting to do for a long time, but I never felt it really fit in with the channel, so I never really did do it. So I thought it'd be a good time now with Norm Macdonald's passing, maybe to talk about our favorite comedians, stand-up comedians. I'm going to leave off comedians that I don't really see as stand-up comedians. They might have done a little stand-up, but I really see them more as maybe television or movie comedians, funny guys. But start right at the top with George Carlin. I don't think you can beat George Carlin. To me, he is the absolutely best. I heard some people say, you know, in his later years, he's got a little mean-spirited, maybe a little too much social, get a word I'm looking for, social commentary, maybe. But to me, he is the best. He's got probably, if you looked at the catalog of stuff from beginning to end, he still holds up. He can still kick an ass when he passed away. Now, another one at the top of that list is, of course, Richard Pryor. A lot of people, them two are always at the top of everyone's list. Richard Pryor or George Carlin. And I put Carlin above Pryor because Pryor is really good, but a lot of that's his earlier stuff that's really good. He didn't keep going as long as Carlin. So you have to give it to Carlin over Pryor to me because more material. Another comedian that I really love that passed away way too soon is Mitch Hedberg. But hopefully you guys know Mitch Hedberg. If you don't, check it out. When you first see him, you'll probably think, this is stupid. Then you'll start to get him, his rhythm, and you'll start, man, this is brilliant. He's kind of like the king of one-liners, kind of like Stephen Wright, another guy I could put on the list. He's just really funny. It's really simple, but it's really funny where like either he'll say one of his one-liners, you'll say, that's the stupidest thing I ever heard, so you laugh, or you say, man, that sounds like something that's in my head. I just don't know how to form it, and he would know how to form it. Another one that I like was probably early on. Let's see, Gallagher. Gallagher doesn't get any love. He gets too much hate. I heard people say he's a prop comic. He's not. He ended the show with the pumpkins. Okay, the watermelons. I give you that. When I was growing up in the 80s, every year Gallagher would have a special on Showtime. I don't know. It's like he sold his soul to the devil to have a Showtime special every year. And it was damn the funniest thing you would see. People nowadays, oh, Gallagher, he smashed watermelon. He's not. Gallagher is smart humor too. It is funny. If you don't let people tell you Gallagher sucks, trust me, Gallagher's really good. Brian Regan is probably another one of my top favorites. I've always loved Brian Regan. This is a guy that really keeps it clean, but man, he brings the funny, as they say. He is really a genius, probably one of the best comedians that has been out there that you really don't really get much to love. There's a television show I've been watching called Loudermilk that I really love, and Brian Regan's on it, and he's got acting chops. I was kind of surprised there. I was like, Brian Regan can act too. Let's see here. I should have wrote all these down. Stephen Wright I talked about earlier. I liked him. Bill Hicks is another comedian, which you might know as the original Dennis Leary. Come on, Dennis Leary. We know where you got your act from. But Bill Hicks, I really like him. Some of that stuff going back to is not as funny as it was when I was growing up. That's the thing about comedians. Sometimes growing up, or sometimes you hear them and they don't. The comedy doesn't hold up. Everybody tells me how funny Lenny Bruce is, so I checked out. You know, I went back and checked out Lenny Bruce, and I think it's just a time period now where it's just not that funny to me. So another one was funny when I was younger was Andrew Dice Clay. I don't know if I put him in my top 10 favorite, but he's got one CD that I love. Everybody talks about it. The Day the Laughter Died, where it's just him bombing on stage. You got to hear it. You got to hear it because first thing, this is right after his big album, and he's, you know, at the top of the world. He releases his album, which he knows is him bombing on stage, and it's so great. It's so great hearing that. Man, I'm scared I'm gonna forget somebody here. One, I really think of him more of a movie actor now, but that was Steve Martin. When growing up, I had the Steve Martin album, the Wild and Crazy Guy album. I listened to that album so much, I knew it word by word. I could just repeat them over, and I would often repeat them later on my own jokes. See if there's anyone else here I can think of. Probably newer ones. Louis C.K. is probably, I really love Louis C.K. I really like to see him in person. Never seen him in concert. I haven't seen many comedians. I've seen Brian Regan, and I think that's about Jerry Seinfeld I've seen. But I really love, who was I talking about? Louis C.K. I really love Louis C.K. And another one that's getting funny now. He's been around for years, but he's just now, probably in the last 5 years or something, really taken off. And I think he's at his best right now is Bill Burr. I really love Bill Burr. Another one I don't hear much people talk about that I think's really funny is Gary Goldman. Man, if you never listened to Gary Goldman, check out his albums. Really funny. Got some really good, funny jokes there. I mean, there's more I'm probably not thinking of right off the top of my head that I'm going to be mad that I didn't bring up in this video. But this video is more to put it out there for you guys. I want to see what you guys listen to. And I love stand-up comedy, so maybe you guys can tell me about somebody I haven't really dug into or listened to that I can check out. So let me know some stand-up comedians. Again, more stand-up than just being funny. Like Chris Farley, I say, is more of a comedic actor. Phil Hartman, I love. But I'm looking more stand-up here. So let me know some stand-up comedians you really, really like. Just trying to remember off the top of my head if I've forgotten to bring up anybody. I'm sure, like I said, as soon as I cut this video off, I was like, I didn't talk about that guy. But that's a look at some of the comedians that I really, really liked. And I'm curious of what you guys, tell me about some stand-up comedians that you grew up listening to or that you listen to now, some current comedians that you really, really like. Just don't tell me you listen to Carrot Top. Don't tell me Carrot Top's your favorite comedian. Now, let's be honest, Carrot Top ain't that bad. He gets a bad rep. He's got some funny props, though. He does make you kind of chuckle. I ain't gonna lie to you. I guess that's it. Let me know in the comments below some stand-up comedians you like, and we'll be back later with a longer video. Thanks for getting the Junkman Nooner.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.